Hello and welcome. This is Clarity, Harmony, and Unity Design by Raphael, pages 205 to 207, presented by me, Gabriel Diaz. And away we go. So the background, Raphael was born Raffaello Sanzio, lived from 1483 to 1520, considered second of the great high Renaissance artists, and first and foremost a master painter. They considered him to be other things as well, such as like an architect and things like that, but he was mostly considered a master painter of that time. The first painting he actually did was the album Madonna. It was painted in 1510. This is just one of many of the renderings he did of Madonna and Child. As you can see, he seats the Virgin on the ground. This was just to show the humility of the Madonna. She is clothed in classical robes and set in an idealized landscape of central Italy. Kind of give you an idea of like, hey, she's a down-to-earth type of person. There's nothing great about her. This painting can be construed as a mother and her two children because Raphael avoided to use religious symbolism in here. Usually at that time, it was like a halo or something like that that was incorporated, kind of give you that religious type of look. But he avoided it in this instant. So the next thing is that he did organize the composition according to geometric shapes. If you're kind of paying attention to the look, the first shape he did was the triangle, and that's formed by the Virgin, the Child, and the infant John the Baptist. The second one is a circle. That's the painting's basic shape. I did leave the painting as it was originally made, which is in a circle, and then also the head of the Virgin. And the last geometric shape was a trapezoid. What you can see is that one leg of the trapezoid is made or formed by the Virgin's outstretched leg. The next painting he did was the School of Athens. This here, I want you to pay attention that everything's split up right down the middle. Now there's two iconic figures in the middle that we're going to talk about as well. Dead center, as you can see, everything is going towards the middle as well. Everybody, lines, invisible lines and things like that are pointing straight to it. The invisible vanishing line. So we're going to get into that right now. So it was commissioned by the Pope Julius commissioned to Raphael by Pope Julius II in 1510. Asked to paint one of the four domains, which was philosophy. The other three domains were theology, law, and arts. This consisted of the great philosophers and scientists of ancient history. At the center, you have two of the giants of classical philosophy. Plato, who's on the left, points heavenward to indicate his view of reality as fixed in universal forms. And on the right, you had Aristotle, who points downward to earth to indicate that universal truth depends on the study of nature. Raphael did use likeness of Renaissance artists to depict the classical heroes. He used Leonardo to paint Plato, who was on the left, Bramante, the architect, to paint Euclid, Michelangelo to paint Heraclitus, and he also placed himself in the painting. He's on the right-hand side with a black cap looking straight at the viewer. That's one of the things you can tell that you can see as well. On each side of the hall shows the two philosophical camps. On the left, like I was telling you, if you split, you can literally split this picture in two, and you see the left-hand side, you have the Platonists, and on the right are the Aristotelians. And then right behind the two great classical philosopher lies the invisible vanishing point. That's where you see everything main focusing towards the middle, the top of the people's heads and everything. It's astonishing to kind of see how everything just goes straight towards that middle, the vanishing point. One of the last portraits I'm going to be talking about is the portrait of Bottisari Cascalioni. He is painted in 1515. He was a lifelong friend of Raphael's. In this picture, you can see that he kind of captured the self-confidence and intelligence of what was considered at that time the high Renaissance gentleman. Why does this matter, you can ask? The Raphaelesque Alba Madonna became one of the most frequently reproduced Christian images in the history of Western art. I've gone to multiple Sunday schools and things like that, and churches, and you can still see those, that it's always being reproduced nowadays still. The School of Athens advanced a set of principles, which was the spatial clarity, decorum, balance, unity of design, and grace. Like you're seeing right now, it remained touchstones for Western art until the late 19th century, and that's a good while. So to see that remains for so long was amazing. And then also the portrait of Bottisari, Cascalioni, is one of Raphael's portraits that showed the subject's accuracy and incisiveness, and it has had an enduring influence to this day. And now for the quiz. As I was saying, what symbolism did Raphael leave out of his Alba of Madonna painting? Was it European, colored, religious, or philosophical? It would be C, religious. He left it out. One of the key things he did leave out was like the halo, which would be considered the religious symbolism. Second question, which of the four domains was Raphael commissioned to paint? And it would be A, philosophy. That was commissioned for Raphael to paint for John II. And then the third question is, who was Raphael's lifelong friend? You look at all the answers. Is it A, B, C, or D? And it was D, Bottisari. That was his lifelong friend and the person that he wanted commissioned to paint his self-portrait. Again, thank you for listening.